and today I'm going to review the Transformers Generation 1 KO knockoff Optimus Prime. It looks like the original Optimus Prime with some obvious differences. It just so happens that I have the original Optimus Prime box here. Okay, some of the obvious differences. If you look at the Transformers logo, the F is between the R and the A here, and the F on the original is between the A and the and obviously the colors are different. If you look here, this stripe here is on the KO, but it's not on the original. This accessories label on the bottom is a little bit off-centered. It's more down. Let's see. The black, when it blends into the red, it's a little lower on the KO. And on the other side, the print is a little different. You can tell it's kind of color copied. It's a little brighter. The sunburst is definitely brighter. And there are a few other differences, but it's pretty clear on which is which. And it's a little hard to tell, but it's a little more of a purplish hue on the KO and a little more less vibrant, I would say, on the original. But that's just a comparison, and today's review is for the KO version. Now, the original is pretty expensive. If you just want an original look-alike for your shelf, or for your children, son or daughter, and you want to give them a nice representation of what you had as a kid, this is a nice choice. So this is the box, this is how it looks, and let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, this is the inside, the figure with the styrofoam casing, and it is pretty nice. I do like the old school styrofoam look to it. Again, let me bring in the original. You can kind of see it looks pretty similar. The feel does feel the same. The cut is pretty much the same. Actually, this is actually pretty nice compared to it. Looking at it here, it is definitely nicer than the original. Of course, the original is from 1984, and this is a recent make, so the styrofoam is pretty nice. It does feel pretty similar. And again, if you look at the colors, we'll take a closer look later, but obviously the colors are different on the KO and the original G1 Prime. Now, there were many variants on the original G1 Prime, so there were different colors, but obviously with mine and this one, the colors are different. It also comes with a bag full of accessories and some of the paperwork. And this is the Optimus Prime. Let's take a look at what was in the bags. Now, in this bag, I have already taken the weapons off the sprue. It came, some of the weapons already were off the sprue, so I just took the rest off. It comes with the missiles for the trailer. Now, it comes, here's the other two missiles, and the hose, and the nozzle gas plug. Now, here's an interesting part. In the original Prime, there were two versions of the hands, and there was a bloated version and a regular, smaller version. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which was first. I believe the bloated was first, but this one comes with both versions, I guess, to kind of get the feel of either version, as well as two guns. Now, they are not the same. They do look a little different. The tabs here are a little different as well. So you do get 2 sets of each, but they are different. They are not similar. Also, you get the paperwork here. You get the instruction book, which is very nice, very nicely made, but you can tell it is Xerox copied or photoshopped or whatever. It does get the job done. It does explain what to do and everything. It does have the feel. You see a void. It does have the feel of the original. So it is nice. You also get the strip silver sticker for the cab on the Prime, and it comes with the rub symbol. Now the original, the rub symbol is already on the figure. This one you put on by yourself. It has the red tech spec look. If you remember on the box, you can kind of see the stats, and it's pretty cool. And one more, it comes with this sticker sheet to put on your Optimus Prime. And quality is not the greatest. It is a little different from the original, obviously, but it does come with the stickers, which is nice. I'll do a little comparison with the original parts. The original versus this, pretty much the same. Don't want to mix it up. And if you look at the instruction books, again, very similar. Already the back is different. So it's pretty similar to it, but this one has better quality to it. But unless it's side by side, it's kind of hard to tell. It does look pretty good. The original, the KO version, it's pretty similar, but the tabs you can tell are different. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is different, as well as a bigger one. So you can't tell the difference. And the missiles are actually pretty identical. I can't really tell the difference. They do look pretty different. They do look pretty similar. So that is kind of dangerous if you are looking for the extra parts for your original Prime. They are very similar, if not identical. And we'll take a look at the hose and the nozzle. You can tell the port is a little different on each. The fists obviously are different colors, so what I guess could be said as a toy accurate color versus the cartoon accurate color. Depends on your tastes, but the fists are definitely different. Okay, now I wanted to take a look at the figure out of the box. As you can see, there's no stickers here, and it's kind of bare, but I wanted to show you what it looks like out of the box. And it does look pretty good. The red is a little different. Let me get the original Prime in the shot. And I'm not sure if it's coming off on camera, but the red is a little different. So it has kind of a more of a metallic flake looking kind of finish. It does look nice. Of course, this one has the solid red die cast. It's coming off. This one, it does feel like die cast on the front cab, so it is good there. But obviously the difference here, the rub symbol here, none here, and the difference is the rolling. That's where the real difference comes in. As you can see, the wheels roll great here. So if you take a look here, even if I put the trailer on, the wheels roll nicely and it has no problem. On this one, kind of the back wheel doesn't really roll. And on the cab, on the side, the styrofoam off. On the cab side, there is some problems with the middle tires, so it does have trouble rolling. It's not as smooth as the original. And if you look at the colors here, let me give a side shot. It is a bit darker here and lighter here. The blue is different. So the color is different, but on the trailer it does look like it's a good finish. The plastic is good, solid. The back door opens. The problem are the wheels here. Now these two tabs does pull out. Just for the record, it says made in Japan, like the original trailer. Let's see, it's made in Japan. So obviously you can't go by the made in China label that usually comes on the reissues. So it is interesting, but that is the trailer. This side, and here's the roller. It's a light blue finish. It's well made. Quality is good. Let me get the original out here. It does feel a little lighter. Plastic is used, but not by much. If the color wasn't different, you could probably not tell. It's pretty close, pretty similar to feel. And actually, because of these sprue marks, this one doesn't really roll as well. This roller does roll well, so that's no problem there. Okay, but let's take a look at the cab. Obviously, if you own a G1, and most of us do, the transformation is pretty simple, so I won't get into that too much. And the cab opens up. Now this one has a little trouble opening. You do have to lift it up. These tabs are not really pretty deep, so you do have to lift it up to open it. All three. Just kind of troublesome, but what are you gonna do? And it does open. Little base thingy. It feels a little bit thinner on the plastic than the original. This part does shoot out. There's a tab on the back of the trailer, and you put the roller in and it shoots, which is nice. And you can put the little original Diaclone figures in these parts, and you could put the missiles in. Like that, and they do fire pretty far actually. Let me get the original trailer in here. So as you can see, they do look very similar. Stickers are pretty similar. I haven't applied the stickers yet, but they do look similar. Same areas, pretty much the same. Only the color is different, and this one has a little, slightly less thick plastic, I would say. Just slightly. But this one does shoot better than the American one, of course, the safety laws and all. But it is a nice trailer. Now let's take a look at it in robot mode. And if you can see here, obviously you put the fists in, and as you can see here, both sets fit, and they do have a different look. He has kind of a bigger fist here, but we use the smaller one for the review. They both fit well, as they should. And you can put the two guns in. Now I think the reason why it has both is this one looks like the original toy. This one kind of fits better because of this bottom tab. And you can put this in. It doesn't really go in too well, but it just goes in. It does go well actually, and it's kind of a more menacing look to him. So you can choose either way, or you can put it in both hands, of course. But for this look, we'll use the smaller gun and a smaller fist like the original toy. Okay, let's look here, and of course this opens like the original. So nice wrist, nice shoulder joints. Something, there's actually a ratchet in there. 360, pretty nice. Head doesn't rotate. It's a G1 figure. This part opens. The feet There's actually die cast in the toes, which is good. A little bit of chroming here out the box. And the tires say Formula Desert Dog. Not sure if that's on the original Prime. Yeah, it is. It's on the original Prime as well, so that's interesting. And if you look here on the reissues, this tab, or even the G1, it's a little sticking out, protruded. This one is not at all. And on the reissues, they come out pretty far out. But if you take a look, again, I didn't put the stickers yet. I will. But you could say this one, the KO, is kind of cartoon accurate. And this one, of course, is toy accurate. It is the toy, obviously. But they do look similar. And if you look at the head sculpt, it is pretty nice. This is G1 Prime toy accurate. And this is a good one. Now, let me get it stickered up, and you can take a look at how it looks with the stickers on. Okay, now I've labeled up the figures, and the roller has the headlights, and the trailer has the little decals around the bed, and it's looking a little more like what we had as kids, a little more legit, I guess you could say, and what we had as G1. And it is a good looking trailer. And I've also labeled up Optimus Prime. Now, this silver strip was one long strip, so I had to cut it by hand, which was a little difficult because there's 3 panels here, so be careful with that. But it does go. There was a plastic sprue mark here that I couldn't get rid of, so it kind of is a big blemish there. These stickers didn't really fit too well. These are good, but it looks nice overall. And on the head you can see the rub sign, and it does work. And there you go. And the Autobot logo is nothing impressive. You could probably get some repro labels or something, but it's good that they have it, and it looks a little more like the original toy now. So here's the Optimus Prime in the robot mode. I'll bring the original back in, and you can take a look at the difference. Now, some final thoughts on this figure. It is a pretty good one. It's pretty similar in quality to the original. The only problems were the wheels. They didn't really roll as well as they should. The stickers were difficult to put on, but they do work out well. There was a lot of sprue marks left on the figures, which is bad, but you could sand them down with some sandpaper or something. File them down if you like. But overall, the trailer quality, popping it out was a little difficult, but it is a very similar quality to the original toy. The colors are different, more cartoon accurate, if you will, as opposed to the original toy colors. The cab is pretty decent, actually. In robot mode, it's pretty close to the original, and it is a good alternative if you don't have the amount of money for the original figures. Now, the color is different, be careful of that, but it is nice to put on the mantle or give to your kids as an heirloom or something like that. It is a nice figure. It's not going to break on you. It's made of quality parts. The only exception was the axles. They are a little poorly made, but the rest of it is great, especially if you keep this in robot mode. You have no problems, I believe. But overall, the set is nice. It's very similar to the original, not exactly the same, but it is a quality make. And it does come with some nice accessories, the guns, the fists, the stickers as well. And thank you for watching my review on the Optimus Prime. Thank you very much.